You were there yesterday, thundering on the door with Nigel Farage, Bev Turner, Patrick Christys, Michelle Dewberry. What was the mood like on the ground there? And most importantly, this has had a really quick impact. Overnight, GB News leading the way.
I think that's subjectively fair, what you just said. Maybe not the thundering on the door, like polite tap.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask. Do you have to ring them first and say, we're coming down to deliver a petition?
Well, they knew we were, because we'd been talking about it on social media. So how good would they look if we go there and no one answers?
Well, I know. Wouldn't that be embarrassing?
Civil servants.
Exactly.
So, look, why are we doing this campaign? We're doing this campaign because while many of us will be thinking, but I just want to pay contactless, it's inevitable. There are almost 2 million people, Martin, in this country, 2 million households where no one has a bank account because they can't get a bank account. There are 10% of households in the UK, almost 3 million, that don't have regular access to the internet. They cannot shop online easily. They cannot become part of this cashless society. Many of these people are elderly, but many of them aren't. Many of them are just struggling and vulnerable and decent people. So what we wanted to do as we move away from cash, given the huge vested interests who want that to happen, the big banks who don't want to handle the cash, the big retailers who don't want to handle the cash, the tech giants who want to monitor everything that we shop for online so then they can sell that pattern of behaviour to other marketing companies who can then try and flog us things that we can't afford. We at GB News feel that we've got to stick up for people who want to keep cash. And guess what? When we launched this campaign, there were certain regulatory eyebrows cast in the direction of this channel. There was much sneering from a London-centric media class. Oh, who cares about cash? These people just don't understand ordinary life in the UK. And let's have a look now. Let's just take one moment. This young news channel, what the Treasury has said about us this morning. Let's have a look at this graphic. This is from Andrew Griffiths, who's Economic Secretary to the Treasury, who I can tell you is probably the most financially literate person in government. He's had a distinguished business career. GB News has it spot on, says Andrew Griffiths, Economic Secretary to the Treasury. Access to cash is incredibly important to many. It's a choice that we are going to protect. People shouldn't have to trek for hours to withdraw a tenner to put in someone's birthday card. Nor should businesses have to travel large distances to deposit cash takings. That's why we, the government, are acting now to protect access to cash in law and laying out that this means fee-free withdrawals and the availability of cash facilities within a reasonable distance. I live in a prosperous market town. I'm lucky enough to have done pretty well in life. My town has the first ever Barclays Bank. It's just closed. This is a prosperous market town in the southeast of England. I talk to farmers, local people. That's when you live outside the M25, you tend to mix a lot more with people from across society. And small businesses are tearing their hair out. The difficulties they have of depositing cash. Market traders are tearing their hair out. Why? Because they use these machines, these card payment machines. Once cash has gone, how much are the card payment companies going to charge them? 5, 6, 7, 10%?
Well, they can charge what they want once they've got you.
Well, they can charge what they want, Anne, and this is the thing. There are FCA regulations about what these card companies should charge, but they flout the law because they know to come after them is so much hassle. What are you going to do? Retrospectively get them to refund small sections of billions of previous transactions.
It's interesting you say that about the banks closing down. I live in a small village, which actually has quite a lot of people in it who would like a bank. We had a bank. It closed down about 3 years ago. It is now 2 houses. What was the bank? So we've lost a real important facility.
So the bank sold that prime real estate and flogged it to a developer who then flogged it to people who wanted to buy houses there. Look, if you have a banking licence, it is basically a licence to print money, right? It is literally a licence to create money. If you have that licence, you should have a universal service obligation. You have to provide banking facilities within geographic areas. The government has now recognised after huge behind-the-scenes advocacy, by the way. And you should also have a universal obligation to provide households, however vulnerable, however unattractive commercially, with basic banking facility.
OK, Liam, quick impact, big win for GB News, but is the work just beginning? We've got to make sure we hold these people to account and keep pushing on this petition.
Absolutely, and let's get the petition up to 400, 500,000. Let's get it up to 1 million, because while I respect what Andrew Griffiths has done there, he's fought a battle within government for this, because as I say, there are huge vested interests pushing in the other direction. Chapeau to him, chapeau to the advisors that I've been talking to over recent weeks. But it's obviously important. It's on the Treasury's masthead. Yeah. But it is just a press release. We need to see this actioned, and then once the regulations and laws have changed, as I said to you, Anne, they need to be imposed. There needs to be vigilance about this. So many people want to withdraw banking facilities, want to withdraw cash. GB News is standing up for the millions who don't.
Liam Halligan, excellent stuff. Thank you very much for joining us on the show today.